Here with us now is Kristen Vargas. Her nephew Jared was the man murdered in the story I just talked about in The Angle. And Kristen, first of all, I want to thank you so much tonight for being here. I know it's really difficult to do this interview, and this is a horrible situation for your family. And I just appreciate it so very much, because I think Americans need to hear about Jared's story and what happened to him. Kristen, how does your family react to those who say that raising concerns about illegal immigration and clearly what is de facto amnesty going on are just being used, these stories are being just used to stoke fear?
It's completely disgusting and it's outrageous. I also just want to thank you, Laura, for the opportunity to come on your show and for paying attention and caring about Jared.
Tell me about him, his life, his family. I know his mother is devastated. Tell me about him.
Absolutely. I could frankly talk about him for hours, and I know we don't have that kind of time here today, but Jared, beautiful mind, college student here in San Antonio, hard worker is an understatement. He was always working full-time and going to school, sometimes working 2 jobs, and he had an uncanny ability to balance family, friends, work, school, always smiling, just an awesome kid.
Ernesto Esquivel Garcia, I hate to even mention his name. He's up for murder. His trial is in 11 days, illegally in the United States. He's accused of setting fire to your nephew's apartment and abuse of a corpse, burning your nephew alive. How did your nephew know him? Did he know him?
So Jared had encountered this individual at his place of employment. He worked at a high-end bar restaurant here in San Antonio, and the individual that killed Jared was working there under a alias name. As a matter of fact, he has about 9 alias names that we're aware of, using fake fraudulent documents to do so. And so they knew each other for less than 3 weeks, but they met each other through their employer.
And Jared's grandmother is a dual citizen of Mexico and the United States, I understand, and she is beyond furious, heartbroken, as are so many members of your family, losing such a beautiful young man, working hard in this country, only to I mean, this is a death that you wouldn't want to happen to an animal. But this man in this country did this, who should never have been in this country, Kristen. And I think it's so important for you and your family to speak out about those people who are continuing to welcome in all these illegal immigrants. And we don't know what their intentions are. A lot of them are just here to work. And indeed, Garcia was working. But it's not a victimless crime, is it?
No, it's not. And, you know, you call out the fact that he was working, but he was also committing crimes. So it's just really difficult for us to process now from the outside looking into this and just seeing all of the systemic failures as far as coming here illegally, working here illegally, living here illegally, continuing to break laws, commit crimes, and ultimately taking Jared away from us. And we're very strongly positioned that this was a preventable tragedy, a completely preventable tragedy. And I think that that's what's most difficult as we continue to grieve and try to make some sort of sense of this.
Did you hear from any of the politicians in your state? Did you hear from the Castro brothers? Did they call or come visit your family?
The Castro brothers absolutely did not. We have had a very, very bright light come into our world. His name is Chip Roy. He's a congressional candidate here in San Antonio, and he listened to our story. He cares about our story. We've developed a personal relationship with him, and it's been really helpful to us to have someone that actually is advocating for us, understands the issues, and as we explain the fractures that we're seeing as victims, he gets the big picture, and we just trust that clearly we need Chip, but we need more of Chip's too, to help not just put pressure on enforcing the existing laws, but influencing change so this can stop. I mean, our mission, our justice position is to not have one other family go through this complete horror that we're having to go through.
Kristen, I'm going to talk to you offline because I want to try to help your family as well. So I'll be in touch with you after the show, but thank you for coming on. And I don't even know how I'm going to do the rest of the show. This is so enraging that a single American loses a life because of these ridiculous policies. Kristen, please give me my best to your family, and I am so sorry for the loss of Jared. I wish I got a chance to meet him. I'm so sorry.
Thank you so much, Laura, again for this opportunity, and thank you for caring.
I do care. I care greatly, and I'll be in touch with you after the show, and thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. For reaction to this story, in his response to his opponent, Beto O'Rourke's town hall earlier, we're joined by Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Senator, I went long on that interview, and I'm sorry because I probably took some of your time, but this is a great family from Texas. Their lives have been turned upside down and hearts broken. They don't even get a call from the former mayor of San Antonio, who's on TV, talking about this caravan thing and demonizing Donald Trump and all Republicans, and didn't even get a call from his brother, who's a congressman from the area where this kid was burned to death. What is going on in this country, Senator?
Well, Laura, thank you for having Ms. Vargas on and for telling her story and telling Jared's story. It's heartbreaking, it's tragic, and it never should have happened. And you're right that Democratic politicians, they turn a blind eye to the suffering, to the violent crimes that are committed. I was glad to hear her describe that she's been able to work with Chip Roy. Chip is my former chief of staff, and he's the Republican nominee for Congress out of San Antonio, and he's going to make a terrific congressman. And Ms. Vargas should not be suffering this. This individual, this illegal alien, committed multiple crimes, and our revolving door system lets criminals, drug criminals, violent criminals who are illegal aliens stay here. As you noted, he got a voluntary removal order, which he ignored, which is what happens. It's the reason we need to pass Kate's Law, which I authored in the Senate, that says that aggravated felon, violent criminal illegal aliens who enter the country illegally repeatedly should face a mandatory minimum prison sentence, so that violent criminals are not in our communities. They're not taking lives like the life of young Jared,
Senator,
but rather protect.
Yeah, this is a DWI.
Well, you're right, but a DWI, we should have deported him when he committed a DWI. When he was arrested, he should have been put on a plane or put on a bus and sent back to the country he came from. We shouldn't be releasing illegal aliens who commit DWIs. And I've met too many Texans, too many people who've lost loved ones to illegal immigrants who are criminals, who commit DWIs, and it's wrong. And we need to protect our country, not allow criminals and drug dealers to come into the country illegally.
Senator, you did a fantastic job in the debate the other night with your opponent, Mr. O'Rourke. He's at a town hall earlier tonight and said this, and I'll get your reaction.
I decided that I could either spend the rest of the debate responding to every single dishonest thing that he said, or I could make sure that everyone understood exactly what he's doing. I said, look, he's dishonest. It's one of the reasons that he got tagged with this nickname, and that nickname resonates because it's true.
Yeah, obviously the Lion Ted nickname, which was unfortunate from the primary. But now I guess he's quoting the president in order to make his case. I mean, it seems like there was no there. I mean, I watched him. He's a good-looking guy. There's no there. There's no, like, where's the beef?
Well, you can see the desperation in that debate where he was insulting me, he was attacking me, he called me a liar. What's striking is what he was responding to when he screamed liar. Is I pointed out that he voted in favor of a $10 a barrel tax on every barrel of oil produced in the state of Texas. And his response is not to engage in substance, but simply scream, liar, liar, liar. Well, facts matter. And we put up on our website, tedcruz.org, the exact text of the resolution that Congressman O'Rourke voted on. President Obama proposed a $10 a barrel tax on oil. Congress, the House of Representatives, brought up a resolution saying we don't want a $10 tax on every barrel of oil. And O'Rourke voted no. And his response is just to scream liar, and then that's not honest.
Senator, we're out of time, but we enjoyed that debate. I wouldn't want to debate you any day of the week. No thanks. Good luck, Beto. It's not going to happen.